AJ voted out at the last tribal council.
There you go.
Alright, first things first, Sarah, I'm going to need tribal immunity back. Thank you. And tribal immunity is now back up for grabs. For today's challenge, we have a little quiz for you all. So, here your
I was actually. Well, I saw that.
Yeah, you actually need to drop.
Yeah, drop them.
As we all predicted, or as none of us predicted, I'm sorry, as it blew our minds, we were all shocked when we walked in there and Cooper said, drop your buffs. Like, I was just like, what? I can drop this? I thought it stayed attached to my head, huh?
Here is how this is going to work. We're going to do a schoolyard pick. You guys are going to draft. However, each of you are going to end up in the minority on your own tribe. So you guys are going to do rock, paper, scissors to see who makes the first pick. But Kevin, you're going to pick from Ohana first and then alternate. And Sarah, you're going to pick from Cerulean first and then alternate. But your final two picks will both be from the opposite tribe. So on your tribe, you will end up with 2 other people from your initial tribe and 4 from the opposite tribe. Make sense? Alright, I'm going to have you guys do rock, paper, scissors to see who picks first.
Can you watch? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yeah.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Alright, Sarah is going to pick first. When you're picked by a leader, they will hand you a buff for your new tribe, and you will go stand over by them.
This could bring back some trauma from childhood. You have no idea what
Mike.
Oh, bye. Sam selected by Kevin.
Green. Welcome back.
Lucy.
Cheating.
Abby. Alright, and you guys will each get 1 more member from your own tribe. The last 2 people not picked from either tribe will go to the opposite tribe of where they started. Sarah, you pick.
Jack.
Bailey.
Alright, and that means Maggie and Sarah X are on Cerulean, and Mallory and Nick are on Ohana.
Oh, this was from the challenge. Oh no, there's the skid mark. No, this isn't from the challenge. Yeah. Sarah was like, no.
Alright, on the new Ohana tribe, we have Mallory, Nick, Chidi, and Mike from the old Cerulean. Sarah A, Bree, and Jack stayed on Ohana. On the new Cerulean tribe, we have Maggie, Sam, Abby, and Sarah X from old Ohana. Kevin, Lucy, and Bailey stayed on Cerulean. Jack, thoughts on these new tribes?
It's definitely interesting. I've been playing this game with Ohana since the beginning, and I feel like, there's definitely connections made, and now some of them are severed, and now I'm ready to make some new connections. I'm already liking these people, but I feel like we're just really going to be maybe more drama-free than the other tribe.
Bailey, thoughts on your new tribe?
I feel like people are expecting me to say something like bold and catty, but I'm just excited that things are changing and that maybe there won't be as much tension. Yeah, I'm pumped.
Alright, and that is going to be all we have for you tonight. There is no challenge. Enjoy your new tribes, get to know each other, and we'll let you know when the next challenge is going to be.
remember that we fall apart as a team because there were things said in the past. We're all dead. We're all gone.
I'm just gonna say it now, like this isn't for the game. Like I'm sorry. It was all
It was all game.
It's all game, right? And now we're on each other's side. That needs to end.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, we always New Hana. 1, 2, 3. New Hana.
Oh yeah, no. That would just be bad.
Everyone would just be weird and mad, so we can't have this.
I like didn't realize it wasn't public knowledge. Like I found out later that like it was.
Oh, I just want to say this. Other Sarah is a catty mouth. Remember, you know the leaders thing we had?
I knew it was going to be
Oh, she just told me everything about your tribe.
I
Oh, you
knew
guys
it.
were just.
I knew it.
I was like, I didn't get to say anything. I mean, just like we're just a chill guy. I just laid it down to me. Just like.
I fucking knew it.
You know. I just don't want to cause distrust, but just probably helps ameliorate your
Well, it would
questions.
also help with our collective tribe to
Yeah,
like
with
kind
our
of.
tribe to get trust, right?
We gotta
It ended up being literally the perfect possible situation for Ohana. So on the majority Ohana, which is me, Maggie, Sam, and Abby, we got the 3 Cerulean members that we want out the most. Kevin, Bailey, and Scrabba, aka Lucy.
And now I'm on a team with one of the main people that I was yelling at.
What needs to happen is you need Lucy, and then you can absolutely get Abby
Oh, I can do
to
that.
vote with us.
Oh, yeah,
and vote
she-
off Maggie the first.
She was
time.
looking at me. She
No,
was.
because I just don't. I mean, obviously I don't trust Maggie. Like.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do is have my tribe, the new Cerulean, throw the challenges until the merge so we can get out some of the Cerulean threats.
I kind of drafted like more physically after like. That's why you weren't first. I couldn't do you first. I know. I'm sorry.
So no, I also was like, oh, he's probably not going to because he doesn't want to be so blatantly obvious about like our alliance.
Why would I pick the cripple? I'm sorry.
You're just like being so fucking mean today, God.
I know. I'm brutal today. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, I just ripped Sarah in front of like 4 of her tribe
What'd you
mates.
do?
Well, I just said, oh, she told me like
Oh yeah.
the snake, just to like spark the doubt.
No, yeah.
Kevin told our tribe straight up, like, yo, Sarah Avery sucks. You know, she's told us everything about your tribe, and she betrayed all of you, and whatever. And, you know, Maggie, Abby, Sarah Z are, like, pissed about it.
We're not gonna throw a challenge. Want gum?
So, like, what do you think she, like, told him? I mean,
Everything.
Everything.
She probably said screenshots of everything. She's like weirdly close with Kevin and she doesn't keep it a secret, which is weird as well. She's
Yeah.
pretending to. She probably told him that she was going to tell us that he had lied. So, like, you don't know who she's playing for.
I don't know, but what if, like, he's just, like, trying to screw her over? Like, that's, like, literally, like,
Either way, is it really that heartbreaking if she goes?
It's not.
Mom has been playing both sides and lying to everyone's faces and isn't as sweet as everyone thinks she is. So that makes her a big threat. And now that we know, now that Kevin exposed her,
Part of me wants to confront Sarah.
No.
Why not?
Wait, what would you be trying to get out of that?
Just to let her know that we don't trust her, and so then she'll like
but then she
be
might, like,
indebted to us.
she might screw us over, though.
We don't want to give away information that we
It's
have.
true,
'Cause, yeah, then
it's like
she
that
might-
Friends episode.
She's
She
gonna
doesn't
tell
know that
Kevin.
we
She's
know
gonna
that
tell
she
Kevin.
doesn't.
What if he's, like, literally
She
his
also-
only plan was to turn us against Sarah A? And he just, like,
exactly.
Because
So all he can do is kind of, you know, breed that mistrust. And it's crazy how fast it worked because legit the 4 of us met. You know, me, Abby, Maggie, and Sarah. And they were like, you know, maybe we should just not throw the challenge and just like, you know, screw Sarah Avery. Let her get voted out.
he sowed so much distrust, he almost made us not throw the challenge to get rid of her. We were just talking about that. You know, like, that's just like, he's trying to get in our heads already. That's why I think, like, we need to just be smart. Just, like, you know. I'm just saying, like,
That's
you
why
know.
this whole past week I just keep texting Sam like, Sam, talk me out of this.
We need to throw it.
We should wait for them to come to us. We're in the majority. They need to turn
They
to
need
us.
to scramble.
They're probably cool people. Why not, like, get to know them? Maybe,
You're
who
right,
knows? We have to
I'm
go to a
sorry.
merge with them.
You're right.
Like,
You're right.
you know, every
Oh, you're
relationship
right.
counts.
Oh,
You know,
You know, first of all, I have that. I have like the new life type bond with Sarah Avery. We have our alliance. No one knows about that. So I can't just like let her get voted out. But beyond that, it's like, we need to have numbers at the merge. Like, come on guys, we're really gonna let Kevin like ruin our plans? Like, he's smart. He already got in their heads within like 5 minutes of us being on the tribe. So he's dangerous.
Scrambling.
We're on to you, Kevin. You know, come on. Try harder, man.
It finally happened, and it was a tribe swap. I am so happy. I have majority. Thank you so much, Kevin, for trusting Bailey more than me, and having that random ass pick of Lucy because you wanted a strong member. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm very glad I do not have to deal with that. Also, to top it all off, I got Bree and Sarah, or Mom, whatever, I'm not calling her Mom, on my tribe. Those are the two people I wanted to talk to. Bree seems super bubbly. Sarah is super nice, and I'm just very, very ecstatic.
Nick and Bree and I walked back to CC Little together.
Come merge, like having numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. He told me all the stuff about Daniel.
Kevin ever talked to you about an alliance between him and I? Come merge.
No, he made it like him and Bailey were suspiciously weird about how much they knew about Ohana.
Okay.
Like they would talk about it as if everyone knew.
Okay.
But then like they were the
so
only
cocky.
they were the only they were the only ones who knew. And so like I remember after we voted Daniel out, the next challenge, they were like, "Did you guys see Sarah's face?" And I was like, no, not really, why? And they're like, yeah, she was like super close to Daniel. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. They were like, yeah, that was like part of the reason we wanted him off. And I was like, what?
Yeah, I don't get why he did that. That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, Daniel was a number for Kevin.
I'm ready to rock and roll. Sarah told me Kevin has the idol, which means Kevin's a dumbass. 1, for telling people. 2, for telling the other tribe. And it just shows me that he has connections that I never had, and so did Bailey, and they're dumbasses. Good job! Now you're on a tribe in the minority where you might actually need that idol, and the Ohana family will be aware that you have the idol to use. So you fucked up there.
I got a bunch of information last night that I did not want to hear. Oh. It just was not fun. It's just not in my nature to like lie to people. And yesterday Nick, he basically opened up and said Kevin voted Daniel out at the first tribal they had with Bailey. And then he told all of my Ohana like all of this stuff about us working together, what he knows. And basically threw me under the bus last night. So Sam called me at midnight first to check in with me because he knew I was not doing well. He messaged me and was like, yeah, basically Kevin just threw you under the bus. Ohana doesn't trust you right now. I mean, it's just really hard to hear when you realize people don't trust you anymore. It's a lot of lying and I'm just not used to it. I mean, I personally hate it. I'm really bad at it. So coming here and hoping that I've built a good, strong family, and like hoping that we could actually trust each other and get far in this game together, hurts when someone's come in and basically said, hey, no, Kevin is using people. His gameplay is do whatever I can to get to the end, and it doesn't matter how he gets there. And this game is so hard. Sorry, I knew there'd be tears.
Sarah A., she's been worrying a lot of people lately. There was a big drama that apparently happened. Kevin started, like, revealing all this information that Sarah allegedly gave to him and yada yada.
You know how she said that, like, Kevin has the idol?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, okay, like, maybe he just, like, told her he has the idol, but I wasn't sure I really believed that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She said that she knows he has the idol, and she found it with him.
What?
That's stupid.
Oh my god. Oh my.
She helps him find the idol.
When? And you know, we had such a great plan. You know, we had such a great plan that Ohana was gonna stay strong. We're gonna make it all the way to the merge. And literally lasted like 5 minutes after the tribe swap, and all of a sudden, it's going up in flames. Maggie's wanting to like go back on it.
So I didn't end up on the minority, I ended up on the majority. Not to mention, I ended up with my two favorite people, Mallory and Mike.
Alright, so the three of us have met up. We're a pretty tight core three, and we haven't actually sat down, the three of us, so...
In an odd way, I trust those two so much. Like, I just don't see them lying to me anytime soon. And I don't see a reason for me to lie to them necessarily. Mallory is one of the most honest people I've ever met. Or at least I feel it like she is. She doesn't know the game, so I think she's going to be super loyal to me.
I mean, she told everyone that Kevin had his, but I mean, they might have some sort of understanding between the two of them. Like, I won't tell anyone about yours. You won't tell anyone about mine,
And then
so.
she just, And then we have Mike, who is all about the game. He'll probably be a major threat later on. He'll probably actually want me out later on, depending on what happens.
But yeah, I don't think I'd want to work with Bailey again, personally. I don't like how emotional she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just with all the paranoia, like, consistency is a very attractive thing to have in an ally, and
she has none of that. Not at all.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna vote off Daniel, and then like she'd be someone good to work with. Now that like the person she felt threatened by was out of the game, and that was wrong. I was completely wrong about that, and I almost regret voting out Daniel at times, but.
Sheedy barely talked to us on the old Cerulean tribe, and she just barely texts in general.
So, like, I know that Sheedy's not really talking to them, which is good.
But I also like to think that that might even be a loyalty bit, just that she doesn't, I mean, I don't know, that kind of makes me think that it might also be a good idea to align with her, because she might not be, I mean, she agreed to meet up with you, but if she's not responding to Sarah at all, that kind of makes me think that she might have... she's down to stay with it.
Because I don't think I'm putting in so much work with Sheedy. So much.
You found our tribe idol.
Oh, Kevin has it.
Oh, someone did find it.
Yeah, Kevin has it.
How did you find it?
I'm not sure.
I literally, those clues, I remember like taking time. I was like, I have no clue.
No, Sarah told me we were walking home from
You told Sarah?
I made sure, probably like the second day of Tribe Stop, I texted her with like, hey, let's make plans, let's meet up, we need to talk about what's going to happen now, so we have an idea of what's going to happen in the future.
See, it's so sketch.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, but Kevin has it.
She's so easy to talk to in person, but we just need to get her to talk to us. Come here, let's go. Come on, Sheedy. We need to have this conversation, and then once we have the conversation, we're good. We can vote out whoever we want. That's what I want, is to have a position where me, Mike, and Mallory can pick anyone we want to get rid of. So, creating those plans with Sheedy makes sure that the old Ohana tribe cannot get a fourth vote. They can't do it. They have to work with us. If they want to stay safe, they have to work with us, or they can't do anything.
Alright guys, welcome to your next immunity challenge. Immunity is back up for grabs. So for today's challenge, we have a memory challenge for you. One person from each tribe is going to go at a time. We're going to have a line of objects set up on the table down there, covered by a sheet to start. I will say go, the sheet will get released, and you guys will try to memorize the objects. The first person that says cover, we will then cover back up the objects. You guys will race back to your individual tables where you have all the objects. You're gonna try to line up the objects in the order that you see them on that table. And then once you have it in the correct order, run across this far red line. The first person to get across the red line with the objects in the correct order will win a point for their tribe. If both people go across and don't have everything in the correct order, we will start over again with the same line of objects and keep going until someone scores a point. First tribe to 7 points wins immunity. I'll give you a minute to strategize and we'll get started.
Does anybody want to volunteer to go first?
Does someone want to go first?
I want to see my screen. All right.
Survivors ready? Go!
Cover.
Kevin across.
Oh. No, yes.
Mike is across. We're going to put back his answers. And Mike scores a point. Go!
Cover.
Getting the long look at it this time. Sam racing back. Sam across first, then Sheedy. Both are incorrect or don't yet. Sheedy Survivors ready? Go! Lucy back across, then Mallory. 4. Lucy scores the point. Alright, Ohana leads 2-1. Survivors ready? Go!
Cover.
Both racing back, trying to get objects on the table. And Bailey back across first. Nick taking a look at what Bailey did.
We'll see.
Alright, score is 3 Ohana, 1 Cerulean. Survivors ready? Go!
Cover.
Go! And Maggie both racing back, trying to get what they think are the correct objects on the table.
I feel like I'm visualizing it backwards.
Maggie taking her time, seeing if she can get this right. She's submitting the same thing. Maggie going across with the same thing that
No, mine's different. Oh, fuck, no, it's not.
And Bree is correct.
I think Sarah's doing this one.
Alright, score is 4 Ohana and 1 for Cerulean. Survivors ready? Go! Look this time.
Oh, dang it. Ah, that's so not right.
Sarah X runs across. but Sarah A is correct first. We have 5 points for Ohana and 1 for Cerulean. Survivors ready? Go!
Cover.
Got it. Jack is correct. Alright, 6 points for Ohana and 1 for Cerulean. If Jack scores here for Ohana, Ohana will win immunity. Alright, survivors ready? Go! Cover! Cover! Wait, cover by Jack and Lucy there. Throwing things on the table. Lucy! There we go. Go!
Cover, cover.
Bree sliding in there trying to put the objects on before Lucy does. Cover. Bree across first. Right. Then Lucy, they have the same thing. Green straw, blue band, Domino. I like the way you throw things on. Alright, congratulations, Ohana. Immunity is yours. And that means, Cerulean, I will see you guys later this week at Tribal Council, where somebody will be the 5th person voted out of Survivor Michigan Leaders and Best. That's all I got for you. Grab your stuff, head on out.
I'll just say that, like, Cerulean made it really easy for us to throw the challenge because Kevin and Bailey lost anyways.
For effort, I know I wasn't, just because I was like coming after like 3 days of just like being out, and you know, I went to the challenge still in clothes that I was wearing like a day before. We were just like up to par with like how much we were really into it until like we lost, and we were like, whatever. I think it was like the day after Tribe Swap, it kind of turned into like who I really want to work with, and I think like I went to Abby and it was just like, oh, we're like finally on the same team, and you know, I feel like me and Bailey, like we were still gonna be strong coming into this new tribe, and you know, we were just trying to see like how much can we like create for ourselves, like opportunities for us to stay in the game. And like at first it turned into Abby and Sarah X. At first that was like to gain a majority and riding the 4 until we like die pretty much into the merge, and you know, that just seemed like the easy option.
And I was like, I'm gonna do work here.
We didn't really plan on making any alliances with them in the beginning. We just kind of wanted to take them out. But with the idol, with being with Kevin, we really have to ensure that they feel like they're aligned with some of us and that we aren't all like Ohana 100%.
For our alliance.
Well, did you just make a group chat that was
We're the alliance.
It's because that's like all that was going on in my mind. I was like, So yeah, that's our alliance now.
Thank God you did
Just
that
annoyed.
right away.
I mean, I think, well, for one thing, Maggie like struggled the most with the challenge.
Yeah.
And you know, other obvious reasons.
Yeah.
There's just so many other reasons to not keep her. Like aside from the one to keep her. Like
Yeah.
no,
that's
true.
Well, she caused like chaos, like
Yeah.
and like we
Yeah,
wanted
she
to take
really
it.
did. Like we don't want chaos.
No,
Yeah,
it was
see, we
so
want to
much
take it
stress.
easy,
Yeah, we
right?
do. Yeah.
I think like the most like interesting and like thoughtful like connection or like interview or like meeting I had with a person was with Maggie. You know, you just kind of like went into that thinking, oh, like who's this girl creating chaos? And you know, you just go in and you're just like, you have expectations and they're all dropped because the girl's a dumbass.
I just wanted to see what you're up to, why you are so set on voting me off.
Oh, I said voting you off. Oh, is this information you got from Abby, Sarah X, or any other information?
Just in general.
I think they're probably gonna vote for you, but I don't know.
So too, but they think Abby and Sarah are gonna vote for me.
Well, okay, so this again, what I just told you, to just make life easy, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. You're totally like playing the game wrong.
Me meeting with Kevin was kind of about feeding his ego. I didn't have any real motives other than I wanted to talk to him. I knew that my name was the name that would be written down by all 3 of the Cerulean people. At least that's what I'm thinking.
But without thinking about anything, you guys are all voting for me. Like, that's your number 1 plan.
Number 1 plan? I mean, like, right now, probably with whoever gets a majority with me and Bailey.
As long as just us 4 know it'll work. Like, we have a majority, it's
Yeah.
fine.
It's just
we
if
just
none of
cannot
us
tell.
split. Yeah.
Like, even like Lucy or Sam, like, they can't know about it. Like, that's like when we were voting on Daniel, we just like.
Sam can know about it later.
Sure. Unless me and Bailey get fucked. You know, that's just my fault. Yeah, I didn't really expect Maggie to be so stupid.
If he doesn't want to work with me, he's probably going to be working against me, in which case, like, he can just go.
I think if you can find a way to get the good side of Bailey's heart.
But I have no interest in mending things with Bailey.
Yeah, sucks for her. I mean, like, she'll obviously give herself a name, but, like, it'll be sad to see her go. And then make it so you're not on the bottom with Lucy and Sam, probably, from what I'm getting from the tribe dynamic.
Like, she's just never someone I'm gonna get along with. We don't have the same values.
Oh, I can't wait until I see, like, Maggie's, like, hopes and dreams get crushed from the little safety she got in the game.
I really like Nick. I think he's somebody who's into the game, kind of a similar person.
You're the first one that I've reached out to because you're definitely somebody who I, just based on like just first impressions, I'm like, okay, this person, like, you seem cool. Like, I feel like I can get to know you a little bit.
I like the fact that it was you, Bree, and Sarah. Like,
I'm not exactly sure where his allegiances really lie.
I actually believe Jack, and he said that unfortunately that all his close allies are in the other Ohana.
I mean, other than that, and now we're switched, so I don't think I'll necessarily. I don't think Bailey and Kevin are gonna make it back. I have a good feeling about that. What do you think?
I mean, I know Maggie does not like Bailey, so she's probably gonna go for her, but
I mean,
I don't
they're
know.
going to tribal. I got to imagine it's got to be their 4 red votes to their 3 blue.
Yeah, part of me thinks that Sarah was just telling us all what she thought we wanted to hear, because I think Sarah thinks that I'm aligned closely with Kevin.
Sarah's not telling us the full truth. Sarah Avery, when she's saying that, like, she was talking to Kevin.
But I know Abby really wanted to work with Kevin. So
Interesting. So
I don't
she
know
could
if
swing?
she's gonna flip. And if she does, then they would get rid of Maggie. Like,
Yeah,
most
Maggie's
likely.
got to be. Yeah, I mean, didn't you guys vote her out? But she played the idol.
Essentially, like, it was supposed to be a tie. There was a lot of paranoia, but it was fun.
As is tribal councils, as it always is, right?
Oh yeah, like Cooper and his ridiculous skill sweatshirt.
Also, when she jots down this rough draft of a Super Alliance Kevin's mentioned, and then she tells you guys probably what she thinks you want to hear.
wait, so who was all in the Super Alliance? It was you, Kevin,
Abby,
Abby,
Bailey.
You, Nick, Tiggles probably could be a thing.
And then she was like jotting down other ideas. Like it wasn't like she literally wrote it down throughout the conversation. Like it was very much on the spot. Like this is just an alliance. Oh, this is what we should do. And I was like,
just had my conversation with Mike and Mallory. It's great knowing that everyone else except for us 3 are insane. And that they realize everyone else is insane. They kind of really dislike Kevin. They dislike Bailey. They think they are paranoid and crazy. And we had a great conversation debugging all the myths about Sarah being really nice, and figured out that she's actually just telling everyone everything, making a million deals, and no one knows where her head's at. So no one can trust her in any way, shape, or form. So that's amazing.
then like we'd have so much control over the game.
So much control.
And like, cause basically, I think really everyone, think about the three of us, everyone in the entire game right now, except for, you know, Kevin, Bailey, maybe Mallory, are pretty much like, would go with what we say to do. You know what I mean? Like.
Also, I feel like Arthur names are the only ones that have not been on like, that have not been tossed up in Ohana.
I've heard
at
like
any
everyone,
point.
yeah.
It would actually be nice to have Mallory around because she doesn't know the game very well, so like,
yeah,
she wouldn't win.
Honestly, like, I'm trying to work on a lot, like, the cerulean people in my tribe. Like, I actually really like my conversation with Nick today.
That's good.
And he said, like, you know, he's very much like a free agent, like, he does not feel attached. Like,
I'm definitely open to working with those cerulean. I think an Ohana cerulean mix would be good because having too much Ohana, I think Mike would feel uncomfortable, first of all. Mike and I made like a long-term plan, like very loosely, because things change like every week.
Like, hey, like, these people want Sarah A out too. Like,
Yeah, definitely. Like Maggie, literally, like, yeah, Sarah
so
A
that's
out.
like our first like grouping is because for Sarah A.
Also, I don't know if you guys know this, Mike is in my stats class.
oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, like I
Oh.
haven't, like I can talk to him
Yeah,
after
sure.
class or something.
Yeah, get in a beer with him tomorrow at 5.
Oh, nice.
Okay, how about after that you tell me if I should do that?
Sure.
Because, yeah. It won't be super out of the blue if, like, I try to form an alliance with him.
Going way back to the Maggie Jeremy Tribal Council, we are also have our last minute scrambling. I get a phone call, right? And it doesn't have a caller ID, so I just like answer it. I'm like, it was like half an hour before tribal, and someone's like frantically talking to me, like, yeah, like Maggie knows about the split plan and she's panicking. And I thought for sure that it was Sarah, just based on the voice. I thought it was Sarah Z. So I'm talking the whole time like I'm talking to Sarah. I mentioned the phrase, the 5 of us and Abby, you know, 5 of us and Abby just gotta stick with it. And the voice goes like, wait a second, who do you think you're talking to? This is Abby. I was like, oh, yeah, what's up, Abby? No, you know, there's no coming back from that. Like, it was gone, there's no coming back.
I literally took her face and I said, 5 of us and Abby.
No. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I need to be 100% sure where Abby stands because she's a swing vote. She could totally screw us over. Especially since I made a promise to her in the first week that I would be 100% honest and that we would have an alliance. She's gonna be especially mad at me if she knows I've been lying. So, yeah, after the challenge yesterday, I was like, okay, Abby, I have like some news I need to tell you. Okay, I remember I was like thinking back to like when we had our phone call like before 2 tribals ago, and so, like I remember I said like the 5 of us and Abby, and I was like I just need to like clarify that because essentially it was after I think it was like that beginning of that week, basically like Sarah A and like Bree and some people were like holding me and Jack like, oh yeah, 5 of us gotta like, you know, get rid of like Maggie and Jeremy or whatever. Then like, oh yeah, and we can like pull in Abby for it too. So like they like they got this like 5-person, you know, voting block.
Okay.
Basically. And then you're like the last person into it. You're like my alliance. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like they don't know that. So I was like, shoot, like can it be like a 6-person alliance? So I tried my best to smooth things over with her, but I do still worry that she might be getting ideas from Kevin.
I just met with Kevin for like an hour and a half because we've been wanting to work together since the beginning. We finally got to sort of catch up and get the down low and make plans for the future.
Sarah was telling me about her like set people. We're like the 2 dudes. Tiggles is what she calls him. Jack and Sam. And then Sarah X and Breeze were her 5. Supposedly.
Her 5 what?
Like the 5 majority alliance that she had on the red team passed. And you were outside of it with Maggie. You were on the outskirts with Maggie and yourself, is what she told me. And I was like, okay. I mean, I don't know any other two.
That's really like totally made up.
Okay.
Sarah X is like, that's so random. And I was like, haha, I know, right? But you can never know. if that was real or what, but or not, or if they were actually meeting without us, or
Yeah, the only thing I worry about is Abby, because she does know she's on the bottom. Kevin told her about the Bunny Alliance, which, of course he did, you know, that's his play.
Oh, tall guy, Sam, and you know, it seems like when I got to meet him, he was like not really in the loop at all of a lot of things.
I don't know exactly what allegiances everyone in Ohana has.
Sure.
But
I mean, like,
I don't know. Honestly, like for me, it's like I just kind of will go with what the majority wants.
Sam doesn't offer a lot to the table with like relationships on the other team.
In this case, it's like we have a majority Ohana in our tribe, but it's like, well,
do you guys really want to work with, like, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm kind of willing to be like, all right, you know, I want to think more down the road in the game.
And he'll also be like a very big threat going post-merge as a physical player in immunity challenges. It's not about like keeping like guys in the game, it's more just like, you know, finding those support networks. And you know, if you have like something you can like relate with someone, it'll just like push you further in the game. And like, you know, I would relate with Sam, mainly just like, us guys gotta stick together. I can relate with Maggie saying just like, you know, you've been playing this game wrong, let me help you. I can relate with Abby because she's been wanting to work with me, and Sarah X has tagged along. So it just like, it seems like me and Bailey have like a really good support network going on.
Yeah, so we were initially gonna go for Scrappa or Bailey because we thought Kevin had the idol in his pocket and we're nervous about him playing it. But we realized that Kevin, I think, feels pretty safe right now. And so blindsiding him hits, you know, two birds with one stone. And, you know, it was just as of yesterday, like they stayed after the challenge, the four of them, and met. And like Sarah X and Abby felt safe enough that they said we should go for Kevin, which is still really scary for me considering everything that's been happening.
But in reality, we're gonna blindside Maggie. But then I got a text from Maggie saying like, hey, like, do you want to meet up sometime? I owe you like a coffee or a cookie at least.
And beg and, you know, tell them I'm sorry and suck up and tell Bailey I owe her a cookie.
As soon as I got that, I just felt so fucking guilty. Like,
me and Bailey met with her at Espresso, and she was like, "Oh, what can I do? Can I get you guys some cookies? Because you guys are keeping me in the game." And you know, at first I was just like, "Aw, poor girl."
I feel terrible that Maggie's reaching out to me, and like, I know that this is the plan. Like, I'm not gonna switch up the plan. That's not a good idea, and I know that.
And you know, I'm gonna be the villain here.
This game turns you into a villain, even if you're clearly just playing the way you have to.
We're just ripping her soul apart by lying right in front of her face.
I don't think that there's any way to walk out of Survivor feeling like good about everything you did and said. Like,
but you know, I don't care about empathy in this game. Bailey kind of does. I think she wanted to keep her in the game and tried to convince me that, oh, she's an asset.
The two girls on our team who aren't on Ohana.
Oh, like Lucy and Bailey?
Yeah.
I don't care about Lucy.
Yeah.
She can go. Lucy just like didn't even try to talk to me. After talking to her at Wendy's like week 1, lasting only 15 minutes, she was already dreary. Like, it was like looking at a brick wall.
So I guess you're down for voting Scrappa. Why don't we all just do that?
Well, I mean, we can.
Give me another week to prove to you shouldn't vote me off.
You have like a fishbowl in the corner, and like it only gains attention whenever you fucking feed it. And that's like Lucy whenever like, oh, we have a challenge this week, or just like, oh, this is who you should vote. Like, that's what she eats and nibbles on, and she doesn't give a shit about everything else.
I already kind of knew that Lucy was probably not going to be on my side at any point.
But I'm about to take my EECS 183 exam, and Lucy texts me out of the blue, not even trying to attempt to contact me for the whole week after I've talked to everyone on Ohana, made like pity relationships with Maggie because like, she's at least like trying to like play the game.
But Maggie made me feel like there was certainly potential for her to work with us in the future. So I was like, well, why vote out the person that could possibly work with us? Like, let's vote out the person that's most likely never gonna work with us. So
for Lucy, it'll be like so great to see like your reaction when you just like get totally like blindsided by your whole fucking tribe. I just can't wait until I see that and your just face when you just totally be like, what the hell did I do?
If they are voting me off, they did it really well. I have no idea.
I'm going to convince them that like resources, aka a random scrappy girl I've never talked to, she doesn't even exist, told me like Lucy's been like utilizing her sorority as much as possible to help her out with the game, including like making a fake idol.
They think we're dumb because they're trying to convince us that Scrappa has the idol. They're so dumb, like they think we're dumb.
And then I informed Abby that I found a fake idol in the chemistry building when they announced their clue.
For trust issues, for trusting, I'll tell you this. I found a fake idol.
Alright, so Kevin just called an emergency meeting with the Alliance, and they were like, we just got some news from like Scrappa people that Lucy has the whole sorority looking for the idol, and she probably has it. And I was like, just confirming, I was like, you guys only have like one idol on your team, right? And they were like, yeah, there's only one idol. Bitch, Kevin has the idol, okay? Like, they're just trying to convince us, sorry, I'm like heated right now. They're just trying to convince us that Kevin doesn't have the idol, but like, it's so stupid. And the whole time Kevin was like smirking because they think they're running this show and that we're just their pawns and that we'll do whatever they say. And they probably think we're like really stupid because we were like, okay, we're fine with voting Lucy out, like whatever. And so they're like probably laughing right now. I'm like, oh my god, they'll do whatever we say.
We won Survivor socially, bitches!
Social winners of Survivor right here! Kevin, you're going home tomorrow.
People are coming to us. We're not coming to us. Why the fuck would Maggie? Why the fuck would Sam? Why the fuck would
I thought Maggie was an evil mastermind and she actually has no idea.
No, Maggie's a dumbass.
So I don't know what you guys are trying to play. I don't know why they even want Lucy out before Maggie. I think it's because maybe Maggie convinced them at the meeting today that like she'd like be loyal to them. So like she probably did a good job with that. So like go Maggie. Her name's not on the chopping block anymore.
Today, but Maggie's a dumbass. She's just a stupid.
We are going to run this shit to the merge, through the merge, to the final, and we're gonna both win.
We're gonna win this together. People are gonna hate our shit after they see this season. Because we were running this shit since day one. That's a good video right there.
That smirk is gonna be wiped off your face tomorrow, and I'm gonna be the happiest Survivor player in the world.
Oh boy. So here I am, you know, day of tribal council. I'm feeling like, okay, this is our plan. If we stick to it, it's gonna be fine. Well, fast forward to like 3-ish hours before tribal council. I'm in a club meeting. Chidi is in this club. This is how we know each other from before Survivor. It's not like she ever really knows what's going on, so like definitely not a lot of information to gain from her. But thank God I talked to her because she told me easily the most important thing I have heard since this game has started, which is Sarah Avery is telling everyone that Kevin has an idol. Why does Sarah Avery know that Kevin has an idol if I'm the only one that Kevin has told? Kevin has a big fucking mouth, like, so I realize instantly that this is not good.
I have discovered that Kevin has been keeping things from me and lying.
And I was like, this is a pretty fucking big piece of the story to leave out for me, Kevin. How closely I've been working with you, and you are completely underestimating the amount that I can fuck you over. Like, at this point, I'm convinced Kevin is thinking I'm his number one. Like, I'm completely on board with him, which was true up until I found out this information.
How is it my safety when I'm the one
Well,
with the idol?
you did say that you were like letting me plan things based around the fact that you had an idol and I was the only one who knew. And
I
if
did tell you
something
that.
went wrong with that, it would have exploded and you have an idol to save your ass and I don't.
I'm so furious, and all I wanted in that moment was for Kevin to know that he fucked up.
This is a very personal thing. now we're at this point in time where there's starting to be rumors about me having an idol, right?
It's either gonna be Lucy or Kevin it's gonna be Lucy if Kevin plays the idol, which he's not gonna do because he thinks he's like really cool and running everything, so.
Well, how do I defend myself?
Kevin, goodbye.
I just want to do this.
I'm on board.
So Kevin will ideally go so that we can bring Bailey as far close to the merge as we can because she's weak. Everybody hates her.
When did you make this decision to do this?
When you called me.
And also keeping Bailey will help us with losing challenges because that'll be an excuse because she just got hit by a car, which is terrible. Yeah, I said a lot of shitty stuff about Bailey. And I don't regret it.
Okay.
And I was like, how do I save my ass?
Okay. I'm not mad anymore.
Whether or not it's even a sincere apology, like, I can't even tell.
But
I know, I told you lies.
no, but here's the thing, like, I don't expect you to tell me everything, like, and I know that because I'm not stupid. Like,
Yes.
I know that's how this game is.
Yes.
But if you're making moves that are going to hurt me, that's when I'm gonna get upset.
Okay.
Especially if I hear about it, which I did.
Yes.
This week will either obviously kill me or it will give me a lot of points with my entire team.
I don't even know how to strategize my way through this. Like, I'm at the point where I'm like, Kevin's jumping off the ledge, and I might be going down with him.
Alright guys, welcome to Tribal Council. Bailey, I guess I'll start with you. Obviously we had the tribe swap earlier this week. What were kind of your thoughts when the tribes got divided?
I was expecting it, but I was just like overall concerned. Like in my mind, I was like, there is no way like this is gonna work out for me. I was really comfortable with my first tribe, but I think things ended up going like best case scenario. Like I think everyone on this tribe is really great, and we're all like getting along really well. So I like it.
Lucy, Bailey says the tribe swap went well, but obviously there's 3 old Cerulean and 4 old Ohana. Is that a worry for the 3 Ceruleans sitting in front here?
Yeah, I think it's a slight concern, but I feel like, especially after this week, we're going to become more of a team together, and I don't think our past team will necessarily matter anymore.
So Sam, are old tribal lines then just completely thrown out the window? Is it a completely new game, or are they still kind of there?
Yeah, you know, honestly, I kind of feel like after the swap, I kind of saw it as a chance to kind of start fresh. You know, there are a lot of things from the last tribe that, I don't know, I just didn't like. And I was like a lot more happy with the vibe this tribe has. You know, as I say that, like, oh, you know, I love Abby, I love Maggie, I love Sarah, you know, I'm glad they're with me and whatever. But it's like, I kind of feel like I'm glad we have a chance to kind of start fresh.
Sarah, the first 4 people voted out of this game have all been guys. Has that been talked about much? Now that there's, on this tribe, 5 girls and 2 guys.
Really?
Yes, Maggie, really.
I don't think we really addressed it because they weren't voted out because they were guys. Like it wasn't because there was a girls' alliance or anything. It was all for like different reasons. So.
Kevin, no Idol clue was released this week, but has there been talk about the Idol coming into play at this tribal council?
I wouldn't think so. The idol like isn't really of a concern, but like if you know we're talking about like we're making a new thing here on Cerulean, I think it will be like interesting to see like how our dynamic shifts, to see like who we can trust, who we want to work with, and you know like how we can be more of a tribe more than just the alliances and majorities we focus on.
Maggie, we're getting close to possibly a merge sometime soon. Obviously the tribe swap has already happened. Are people trying to build a resume at this point and make big moves rather than kind of just like slide along?
I don't know. I feel like this is like an interesting week just because we're all getting used to each other and meeting each other. And I feel like, I don't know, like maybe next week is the week for something more dramatic. Like this week we need to make relationships. like talk to people, get to know people. But I guess like I don't know.
Abby, Maggie brings up trying to build new relationships. Was there definite connection between New Ohana and New Cerulean, a lot of people talking, or was it kind of like a little scary talking to the other tribe?
I'm just a little shook by like what Sarah said a couple seconds ago about like this is like gonna be so like maybe I'm dumb for saying this. I probably am. I'm a little dumb. Like there wasn't a girls' alliance because I thought there was, and I honestly was like that just like confused me. Anyway, so like that is something that I will keep in the back of my mind for later. I'm definitely glad we're in new tribes. I honestly was out of the loop in the last tribe, so I'm just glad the game has changed for the better in my case.
Maggie and Sarah, obviously you guys were both girls on the original Ohana tribe. Any comments to what Abby just said?
I don't know. It's like it's hard to know who's. I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything.
All right.
I'm sorry.
All right. And on that note of bonding, it is time to vote. Lucy, you're up.
This could be goodbye. I really hope it's not. But, I'm just gonna pray that you don't play me back. But either way,
Guess we're moving on to the people who are really passionate about the game and the people we can use. Sorry you have to go. Seem like a nice girl.
Well, weird day. A lot's been happening. This is not who I thought I was going to be voting for a week ago, but it has to be done, and I hope that things didn't change on me about realizing I don't know what's happening anymore. God damn it.
I'll go tally votes. All right, if anyone has a hidden mini idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so.
Hey Cooper. So, I know we're talking about having a new thing, right? We want to start new and everything. And I think this is a tribal that we just gotta be pretty straight with people. There's some rumors flying around and I'm just not liking that. I'm a true man for my game, so I just want to prove something to you all. And I'll tell you the story about how I got this baby later. But I'll tell you this, it's not real. Here you go, buddy. It's for myself.
Is it a real idol or is it what?
Go see.
The rules of Survivor state that if someone plays a hidden mini idol, all votes cast against that person will not count. This is not a hidden mini idol. I'll read the votes. First vote, Maggie. Lucy. Lucy. 2 votes Lucy, 1 vote Maggie. Kevin. Kevin. 2 votes Kevin, 2 votes Lucy, 1 vote Maggie, 2 votes left. Kevin. Fifth person voted out of Survivor Michigan, Leaders and Best, Kevin. That's 4, that's enough.
Right.
I'm gonna your torch. Kevin, tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
So, friends.
Alright, you guys just executed your first blindside after the swap. There's a lot more game to be played though, and the merge may be coming up soon. Grab your stuff, head on out. Nice.
So, played the game a little bit too hard. Probably should have played my actual idol. They probably thought I was like being bullshit about it. And you know, the shit happens. Thought I would create some drama, but poor Bailey. Wish the best for you, girl. Good game.